To bo borba v tajskem boksu. Prvi borec, borbe številka 1 je Abinejad Merhar.
So up first tonight, about the could well be the fight of the night. Full Muay Thai rules. Under 65 kilograms is the weight category. The only modification, 3 3-minute rounds. As I said, could be the best fight on the card tonight. Chosen especially by Miran Fabian for tonight's bout. Kyrylo Bystrov, he'll be fighting out of the red corner, but waking his way into the blue. Abinejad Merhar fights out of Austria, of Iranian heritage. 21 years of age, 64 kilograms, 180 centimeters, 4 wins, no losses.
Njegov nasprotnik v borbi številka 1 je Kyrylo Bystrov.
Kyrylo Bystrov from the Ukraine, just 17 years of age. Comes in slightly heavier at 65 keys, slightly shorter at 177 centimeters. 3 wins, no losses. Now, something very interesting about the numbers here. Both these fighters unbeaten. Merhar of Austria, 4-0. Kyrylo Bystrov of Ukraine, 3-0. But that's a massive difference. 17 years of age versus 21. And as a youth, those vital years make such a big difference. The experience that Merhar will have, that will come into play. This is going to be one of the most exciting bouts in prospect here tonight.
Prihaja in predstavlja Avstrijo. 21 let, 181 centimetrov, 4 zmage brez poraza. Abinejad Merhar. Njegov nasprotnik iz modrega kota prihaja iz Ukrajine. 17 let, 177 centimetrov, 3 zmage, prav tako brez poraza. Kyrylo Bystrov.
So the only modification to the rule system here is a reduction of rounds, where 3 3-minute rounds as opposed to 5 3-minute rounds, but a full rule system employed, elbows allowed, knees. Muay Thai is the art of 8 strikes. That is, of course, the 8 weapons available. And this is looking to be lively. Our referee, Mladen Kranjic, he will be overseeing this. And both of these fighters really coming to this hungry, fit and prepared. So buckle up. Abinejad Merhar takes on Kyrylo Bystrov. Our opening bout tonight here at Legends Collide. High kick straight away from Merhar. Oh, and that was a crisp left, and a very whippy high kick goes up there. Merhar sharp on this, but taken down in the clinch Bystrov just trying to spoil his opponent, fighting southpaw Bystrov. But he's really getting roughhoused here by Merhar early doors. And that's a very sharp front teep that Merhar has. Really trying to impose himself early, but there's the power. Bystrov takes his man in the clinch, throws him down, takes effort to get up, and there's a left hand there from Bystrov, and that was a little bit of a knockdown, and he takes the count. It's a turn of fortunes for Merhar. Just a second with his eye off the ball, and he took a crisp left hand, and Bystrov very much into this. So there's that twist and a throw from the clinch again from Bystrov. There's the power, low center of gravity, underhooks, takes his man, turns him down. Very passive on that low kick, but he works his way in, Bystrov. And the knees from Merhar, a little bit of an elbow strike in from Bystrov. So in the clinch, and referee rightly separating them. That was a great shot with the left to the body from Bystrov. Beautiful front teep, up comes that leg, really high, the left leg. That's a signature strike of Abinejad Merhar. And just to talk about the numbers on this, it's incredible that both these young fighters, 4 outings for Merhar, no defeats, and 3 for Bystrov. Well, there's the power again, and if this is the modus operandi for Kyrylo Bystrov, Abinejad Merhar may have a tough night in the office here, because it takes a lot of energy to fight off that twist and turn, and also to get back up, and also the spoiling from coming in that close and being held. And Kyrylo Bystrov, though the shorter of the two fighters here, you can see where the power resides. So he's tightened up his guard here, Abinejad Merhar. So both fighters have had a good look-see now as we come to the end of this first round. Very tightly scored between the two. There's the 10-second clapper. And this time, Merhar tries to resist that twist and throw from Bystrov, but he goes down, and he goes down hard. So at the end of the first round, crisp start from Abinejad Merhar, but Kyrylo Bystrov, as you can see here, brings just another dynamic to this. Got caught with some clean shots from Merhar, but just in that clinch, even though Merhar tried to impose himself, Bystrov has the power, the center of gravity, and he uses that clinch and the twist, that transition with the hips as he underhooks his opponent. That's a sweet, sweet little technique. We're going to see a lot more of that. We can see trainer Miran Fabian in the corner of Kyrylo Bystrov as they come out for round 2 of our first bout here this evening, here in Koper, Slovenia. So, next 3 minutes will be decisive. Fairly even on that first round. I think Bystrov might have edged it, but these are good clean strikes we're seeing from Merhar. Front teep with the heel, but he gets taken down, and this is going to count under full rules Muay Thai. The twist, that throw from the clinch is going to count. And we've seen Merhar hit the canvas a couple of times, just can't impose himself on Kyrylo Bystrov when it comes to power from the clinch. Throws in the right hand. Has to close the distance, Bystrov. And he does it very well when the high kick comes up. Happy to take a shot to get in on the inside. But that's where Merhar needs to live. He needs to stay on the outside, throwing those shots out at range and keeping Kyrylo Bystrov outside to stop the weight. Well, that was a lovely little Kinsotogari, a little trip there from Abinejad Merhar as he takes his man down, but just look at that. I mean, this is almost judo here. We saw an Osotogari hip throw there from Bystrov. They're really throwing themselves around here, these two. So getting a little bit rough and tumble in there midway through this second round. Nothing clean, spinning back fist attempt from Bystrov, doesn't land it, but this time Merhar comes off the better in that clinch exchange. Up goes the high leg, but Bystrov just throws it off, and he's been given a count. So Abinejad Merhar has to take the count there. So it's uphill all the way now. That trip as well, working very well for the Austrian fighter. Elbow on the spin. Bystrov, little bag of tricks here, the Ukrainian fighter. And this will be a breeze in the park for both these two men because they'll be used to fighting 5 rounds. But they're blowing a bit, and that was a good elbow with the left hand from Bystrov. Abinejad Merhar starting to blow, actually. That's never a good sign. Oh, that was a great left hand straight through the front door, rang the doorbell, boom, boom, he landed it, and there's the second count. This is going to be an uphill ride for Abinejad Merhar. That's got to be the round right there. And you can see it on his face. And the confidence from the blue corner, Kyrylo Bystrov. Very happy, seemingly, with his performance there. And you'd have to say that he's managed this very well. Merhar is 4-0, so he comes to this as no slouch. But look, he's taken out the power, the low kick that sweeps his leg away. Technically very precise, Merhar, but no good if you can't land the shot. And that was the winner. That big left hand straight through the middle, millimetrically perfect, bang on target, straight up the highway. And Merhar rocked on his back as his head was taken back with that shot. Third and final round, and for Abinejad Merhar tonight, it's been a tough day in the office, it really has. Kyrylo Bystrov looked to be being roughhoused by Merhar in the first part of the first round, but as we go into the third and final round of this full round, full rules Muay Thai outing, Abinejad Merhar has got all the work to do here. Gonna need a stoppage really, because Bystrov has had a down in every round. And has Merhar got something, a rabbit that he can pull out of a hat? Can he work the locks here? And there's the power, you can't argue with that. Kyrylo Bystrov just picks his man up and, you know, upends him. So Kyrylo now, Bystrov just taken his foot off the gas. Merhar tries to bring the fight to him, but the shots look perfunctory. Bystrov looking lemon fresh. It's Merhar that's struggling. And, well, the writing's on the wall with this. And struggling really to bring something. There's a nice right hand there. And the elbow to the back of the head. Good solid connection. Referee will have a word with him about that. So we're over halfway through this round. Both fighters, well, looking pretty gassed. Great knee strike there. Abinejad Merhar brings the knee up, forces Bystrov's head onto it. Spinning back fist. We all saw that coming, including Bystrov. Good left hand there from Abinejad Merhar. We've got 1 minute left in this final round here. Spinning back elbow. Merhar now starting to go to work here, but you get the feeling it's all just a little bit too late. Well, there's the upend again. Just does it with so much ease, Kyrylo Bystrov. Well, clock's ticking down. We're almost on the 10-second clapper. We're not seeing an awful lot being brought to the party from both fighters. Bystrov knows that he can just cruise this out. Merhar has nothing to bring to the party at this point. And on the bell, it's Merhar that's blowing. Bystrov back to the corner. As I said, I thought this was a fight that had the possibility of being the most exciting fight on the card. Certainly one of the toughest. And just in the slow-mo you can see here, it had great potential, but both fighters just able to spoil each other. Some wicked heavy shots there coming in from Kyrylo Bystrov. But Bystrov took away any edge that Abinejad Merhar had technically by just grabbing into that clinch and upending his man. When you're on the mat, there's not a lot you can do, not a lot you can say. So, we wait for the decision.
Zmagovalec prve borbe večerne po pravilih danskega boksa je po soglasni sodniški odločitvi.
I don't think there's any surprises here. I think the Ukrainian has done it. Kyrylo Bystrov has done it. Unanimous decision. And the smile says it all. "17 years of age. What a young fighter. A future champion in prospect under the tutelage
Congrats for your first win
of Merhar Fabian, brought in especially from the Ukraine for this bout.
How was it?
It's good fighting. Hard boy, for hard fighting. Yes.
Kyrylo Bystrov!
And lost for words, but I think the smile says it all. And great performance from this young man. And I think we'll look to see much more from this stable of Merhar Fabians.